Yeah, so these couple slides show some results that we've gotten. This is usage data across roughly 40 apps. I forget which group this is with. It's probably several different groups across some months. And there's some interesting results in here that kind of surprised us. First of all, these are kids who are kind of early stages, is that you'll see on the right the two kind of categories there that are things that aren't what I would classify as games at all. We kind of refer to them as interactive toys. An example of that is we had this very mundane app that was nothing more than the 26 letters on the screen that looked like the blocks we played with as kids. And when you touched it, it told you the name of the word, letter, and the sound it makes, and maybe some words that are associated with it. And kids played with this an enormous amount of time, and it was very effective at them building that sound symbol correspondence. I even thought it was kind of ugly. I was not sure we should even have it on there. And so that they're actually engaging their own kind of intrinsic reward in doing that, and didn't need to be given a whole bunch of other stars and checks and points or anything. The also striking difference here is the difference between ebooks that had no interactivity, that just read to you, versus ones that did. It's an order of magnitude difference. I mean, it took the kids about 3 seconds to stop using ones that didn't have some level of interactivity in some way of responding to them. This is actually assessment data and pre and post assessment data. So just gives you kind of an idea. On the right here, you can see, I won't go through this in a lot of detail, but you can see after about 3 or 4 months, both in Roanoke, Alabama and in Uganda, that there was actually a substantial increase in letter knowledge, and we saw a similar kind of increase over the similar time period of vocabulary. And for those of you who have worked in actually early education intervention, these numbers are astounding in this amount of time, and we were blown away. We had no idea that we would get this kind of results, and we're still puzzling out exactly what's happening and how that happens. But I think a big part of our suspicion is a big part of what's happening in this case. We give the tablets to the kids, and in the case of, in these remote areas, we don't even tell the kids how to turn them on. They actually have to figure that out for themselves. And pretty much routinely across all the countries and all those places, there's one kid that figures it out within about 4 minutes and instantly shares it with the whole crowd. And what starts to happen as a result of just starting that way and not having people tell them how to use the tablets and not telling them what they need to be doing with the tablets is it activates their own curiosity, and they start collaborating and working together to learn and to figure this thing out. And that creates these kind of positive learning environments where kids start playing different roles at different times. Some kind of as a teacher, some as discoverer, and that information, we can see that information, the usage data, ripple through the crowd as one kid figures it out and another. And so what we suspect is happening is that we're activating the kids' own curiosity to learn. And as a result, they're putting their mind in a state of curiosity. And there's a lot of very interesting research in the neuroscience area right now that shows that if you're in the state of mind of curiosity, that the dopamine circuit in your brain, the chemicals in your brain are in a state where you're ready to learn. And even if what you're given at that point in time is not what you're curious about, you will learn it. It will get myelinated into your brain. Right? So it's exciting to think that what we're doing is activating this intrinsic desire to learn in these kids.
Thank you.